My name is Jane West, and I'm here on behalf of the Old Sixth Ward Neighborhood Association as well as the Super Neighborhood Alliance. Many of you will remember that item number 4 on the Super Neighborhood Alliance's top 10 list is keep the public right-of-way public, walkable, and green. So I just have 3 quick points to make. One is that unpermitted work often occurs on weekends and on holidays. And it would be good if the city inspectors had an emergency line that people could call so the response could be made while the work is in progress, because it's much less expensive to abate work in progress than after it's already done. 2, once work is already done, it tends to stay, and that's the city's unwritten practice and policy. And all of you have been on the Super Neighborhood Alliance's top 10 walk, have seen that. The best example is the west side of Taylor Street between Union and Washington, where all of the right-of-way has been usurped for head-in parking, and no abatement has occurred, even though the directors of public works planning, many of you have seen it. Number 3, once these happen and they're allowed to stay on the ground, this kind of head-in parking.
Thank you. You're now.
And I can't do that. Councilmember Chair recognizes Councilmember Costello.
Thank you, Mayor. Jane, I totally agree with you. And since I've been on council, I've seen this happening in roadside ditches where it's affecting the drainage. And we haven't done anything to change that situation. And as you said, it's been an unwritten rule. If it's been there for quite a while, we don't go back and ask them to move it or replace it or take it out. And I'm glad to see this is happening now where we're going to make this change. Because, you know, in this area, this particular location, it's really just paving a green space. A lot of times, it's repaving over a roadside drainage facility. So, thank you, and thank you for caring about this. And I hope that the administration and the city legal department takes care of this right away and shows an example. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council members, it has been the policy of this administration to address issues that come to our attention as they occur. Something that's been there for long periods. We have collectively discussed this, and the decision has been made not to go back in and tear out something that's been there for years. If council wishes to, I mean, generally because of the time, expense, and frayed neighborhood nerves. But anything that happens, we are on it the same way we're on trees. The reason that all the right-of-way trees are taken down on the weekends is because they want to do it. They know they're violating the law, and while we made it clear to folks, we look forward to continuing to aggressively pursue anything like this that happens, but we need to know it when it happens. Councilmember Roberts.
Thank you, Mayor. Excellent points to my colleagues. I think, Jane, you and I in our friendship, I think, have worked with the top 10 list in ways to improve this. Certainly part of the application for the ordinance changes that came to Chapter 42 was the addition of that very critical document that was the as-built, so that we see the condition before and after.
Is there a motion to extend time?
Thank you.
Opposed, motion carries. Go ahead, Councilman.
And I think, Jane, in that regard, I know that you're planning, and we've discussed already, that top 10 list, some of the things that were not addressed, and in your soon-to-be capacity as the incoming president of the Super Neighborhood Alliance, that's a very critical thing so that the neighborhoods that are that first responder, if you will, for some of these things can be a part of the discussion. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I appreciate it, and yes, we look forward to moving forward and improving that situation because, you know, once they're on the ground, they're used to justify variances, and those of you who have been before the Planning Commission have seen that. We have one egregious example of that in this neighborhood, too, in the 2000 block of Washington, where variances were granted for head-in parking because head-in parking has been clandestinely applied in other areas on that same street, on Union Street. And so once it's there, it leads to many adverse unintended consequences.
Okay, looking forward to working with you and reconvening that panel.
Me too. Thank you very much, Councilman.